Talking about England against Hungary last night. What did you make of it? Okay, what did you make of the first half, firstly?
Yeah, first half, obviously cagey. Hungary trying to defend really, really well. But I always just felt like it was a matter of time before England kind of had the breakthrough. I thought Jack Grealish played well. I thought Sterling, whenever he puts on that English
Grealish did play well, didn't he?
He did play well. Sterling, though, gives you that pace.
Great.
Kane getting his goal. So, yeah, overall,
What do you make of the chances Kane missed?
He's rusty. That's all I put it down to. He's rusty. He's not had a lot of football this year. Obviously, he had that situation at the start of the season. Didn't really start the first couple of games. He got his 2 goals, if I can remember rightly, in the Europa Conference. Obviously, typical Harry Kane. But he's obviously still trying to find his feet. But listen, a couple more weeks, games down the line, he don't miss them chances, Harry Kane. Because we know how good of a finisher he is.
I'm quite enjoying watching England now. I don't know if it's because of what happened at the Euros, but I've always been negative for a long time about England.
Do you know what?
Now I'm really positive about them.
It's a real nice mix between Calvin Phillips and Declan Rice. Them two,
they look good, don't they?
I really like them two together. And it's just about, I guess, who's that third one in there? Do you know what I mean? Is it going to be... Well, I don't think you could put Jordan in there, Henderson, because...
No, you can't.
Too similar. Can you put Grealish in there? Bellingham? I mean, there's so many options in there, but yeah, you're right. In terms of the way Gareth's going about his business, I really like what he's doing.
Yeah, okay. Gary's an Everton fan who wants his say. 08717223344. We'll talk with Everton and Rafa a bit later on. Hello, Gary. How are you?
Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
I'm good. I'm very well. What are you don't have to call me sir. The knighthood's not been confirmed yet. What are you doing this afternoon, Gary? Where are you out and about? What are you up to?
I've just got home from work. I work for the NHS, so I've got home. So I've come home to cook my wife some tea.
Oh, okay. What ties are you work for the NHS? Do you say?
I do, yes.
Okay, round of applause for you. Good work, Gareth. Keep up the good work.
Cheers,
what? I'm always fascinated when people say I'm having my tea at 4:30. Right? Is that different to your dinner at 7 o'clock?
Well, from up north, so I've got the pies in the oven. So,
but what will you eat at 7 o'clock? Will you have food? Will you be hungry later? I'm worried about you, Gary.
No. It's Friday night. We have a couple of cans.
Yeah.
Maybe a glass of wine.
But no more food. You're going to have your tea at 4:30 and no more food. That's not normal, is it? Your last meal of the day is 4:30. That's not normal.
Well, they recommend you shouldn't eat after 6 o'clock anyway, because your body doesn't need that.
Oh, I couldn't do that. I couldn't have my last meal at 6.
No, that's crazy.
I'd be cramping up with stomach problems if 10 o'clock comes off.
When do you eat? What about after 8? How do they exist in your life, Gary?
Well, obviously the beer substitutes the food, doesn't it? You can't have both, or else you'd be, 20 stone before 5 minutes is over.
But here's my question to you: when you have alcohol, if you're anything like me, you need to eat food with it. I get the munchies.
Oh, depends how much you have, mate.
A sniff.
Packet of nuts, maybe. What do you eat? A kebab?
I do you know what? Anything. I eat chocolate. I mean, it's awful. I'll have toast. I'll go into the fridge, and if there's meat, I'll just eat. I just need to eat if I'm drinking.
Yeah. Oh, what
You'll
about the
20
drinking
stone in a few years. You want to be careful. Look after your health.
Why do you think I have that awful night, and then I get up in the morning and I run 10 miles? It's the only way I can handle doing it. Go on then, Gary. You watched the England game last night, did you?
I did, yes. I thought Harry Kane's head's in a different place. I think if Calvert-Lewin was playing, I think he would have scored a hat-trick.
Is that...
Sorry, but do you mean just last night? Or do you mean overall, Calvert-Lewin scores goals like that and Kane's not? Yeah,
I agree. Kane is a natural goal scorer. Calvert-Lewin's not. Calvert-Lewin's got to work hard at his game. But that game last night, I really feel England should have won 6, maybe 7-0. They would have done that if Calvert-Lewin would have been playing, because Harry Kane's head is in a different place.
Gary, let me ask you a question in terms of Calvert-Lewin. Is it, obviously you being an Everton fan, is there a case potentially that we may never see Calvert-Lewin get a regular run in an England team? Because when I say that, because you think you've got Harry Kane in front of you now, you'd probably say Calvert-Lewin is probably second behind him, but then you've got people like Mason Greenwood coming up behind him.
Good point.
Do you think you'll ever see him maybe potentially ever become England's main number 9?
It'll be a shame if we don't we? Because he's going to be one of the top scorers in the Premier League this year, and I'll put me money where my mouth is and say he's going to score more than Harry Kane, only because Harry Kane.
I'll take that bet. I'll take that bet.
Somewhere else. Well, I think Harry Kane will move in January, and I think he'll move to City. City have made a big mistake not signing him.
If he goes to City in January, there's a possibility that he could score 20 from January to the end of the season.
Yeah, they could do, but then again, Calvert-Lewin will be so far ahead of him, he'll be catching up.
I think, Gary, you'd score about 20 in that Man City. So enjoy your tea, Gary. Thanks for phoning up.
Take care, gents. Great show. Bye now.
Thanks, man. There you go, Gary, the Everton fan. Tea at 4:30. I've never understood that.
Listen, Calvert-Lewin has got off to an unbelievable start, and he seems to be getting better and better. Yeah. But that's why I asked him as an Everton fan, because he is playing really, really well, but you've got Mason Greenwood coming up behind him. Harry Kane's obviously not going to go anywhere just yet. No. You've still got, who else is there? Ings is still there. Ollie Watkins is there. it's
Bamford you got as well.
Bamford, yeah, but how old's Bamford? I don't think he's that
28,
20, yeah, so
29.
yeah, that's my point. So maybe not him, but certainly Mason Greenwood's.
And of course, we only play one up top. Back in the day when it was Shearer and Sheringham.
Fair enough. But Mason Greenwood, you'd say he's probably the obvious one coming up behind him.